Up next is the App of the Week segment. This is a segment dedicated to app demonstrations. Should you have an app that you would like to demonstrate for our listeners, feel free to send us the recording of such an app demo to contact us at blindandroidusers.com. And now for this week's episode, here's your App of the Week.
Now we turn to our App of the Week section, and Warren brings us a demonstration of another eBook reader, which takes a slightly different approach to some of the other ones we've demonstrated, and this is Paper2Audio.
Hi, Warren here for Blind Android Users Podcast. And as we continue with our App of the Week series for episode 272 App of the Week, I'm demonstrating Paper2Audio. That's P-A-P-E-R number 2, A-U-D-I-O, all one word. I'd like to give a little shout out to my colleague, Karine. She and I constantly looking for alternatives to the 11 Labs reader. I talked to Karine about this last week, and thus I'm demonstrating this. For today's demonstration, I'm using my S23 Plus, which is my reading/podcast device. I am, though, on the home page that is on the play page of Paper2Audio, and will now navigate to the About and then hear the description, and afterwards we'll tap on the Open since I already have installed the app. Here is now the description of Paper2Audio.
About this app. Google Play Store. Paper2Audio, text-to-speech. Details. Articles and books read aloud. Paper2Audio reads your research papers, ebooks, web articles, and other text to you. Paper2Audio's text-to-speech technology intelligently skips clutter like page numbers and table data. It summarizes figures, tables, and math so you can focus on what matters. Turn your commute, workout, or walk into productive learning time by listening to your docs hands-free. Key features. Supports PDFs, web pages, ebooks, docs, .txt, and copy-pasted. Reads documents to you with summaries of visual elements, summarizes math code, complex equations and tables, figures in plain language instead of confusing symbol-by-symbol narration, cuts junk text you don't want to hear, page numbers, references list, ads, etc. Skip the clutter and focus only on the meaningful content that matters to your understanding. High-quality text-to-speech voices. Enjoy natural, engaging voices that make hours of listening comfortable and easy to follow. Summarize document option. Get the key insights in minutes when you need a quick overview before diving deeper. Add context option. Add term definitions and a background briefing to learn less familiar material. Highlighting and notes. Keep track of key text with highlights and add your own notes. Familiar UI similar to a podcast or audiobook app. Jump right in with an intuitive interface you already know how to use. Table of contents to select a section. Navigate instantly to any section that interests you most without endless scrolling. Original document and audio transcript views. Follow along visually when you need to see figures, equations, or specific text references. Playback speed control from 0.5x to 3.0x in 0.1x increments. Find your perfect listening pace whether you're a speed listener or prefer to savor every detail. Pricing. Paper2Audio is 100% free up to 56 hours of audio generation per week with no ads or annoying stuff. Terms of use. https://www.paper2audio.com/terms-of-use. Privacy. https://www.paper2audio.com/privacy. App info. Version 1.9.8. Updated on February 13, 2026. Downloads 5,000 plus downloads. Required OS Android 11 and up. Offered by Paper2Audio. Released on January 6, 2026.
And that's both the description of the app and its history. I'll now go back, though, to that installation page and tap on that Open since I already have it installed, and get started.
Play Store.
We are back on the installation page, and I'll now tap on Open.
Open button. Paper2Audio. Media ongoing activity. Settings button.
We are here in the main UI, and if you're starting for the first time, though, you'll go through some introduction and all of that, and the process of signing up and all of that. And afterwards, when you're done with all of that, then you'll be on the page that I'm currently on. And the first thing that we hear at the very top left corner is the settings. I'll now go through the UI, tell you what buttons are found where, and then we'll go from there. So as indicated at the top left corner is that settings, and moving right, we encounter
Q.
Q, C-U-E, moving right.
Edit. Button.
We have edit, moving right.
Search papers. Button.
We've got search papers and
Add new paper. Button.
add new paper, which is the last button there on the top right. If you do not sign in, you're not going to be able to get this add new paper. So it is important that you sign in or create an account, because the whole idea is that you can manage your books directly either from your computer or from your mobile device. And whatever you upload from the computer or upload from the phone synchronizes to your computer as well. So if you use your web browser, you should be able to see books or documents that you've uploaded from the phone or vice versa. That's the last button there on the top right. Now, moving on down, we encounter
Archive. Archive. 0.
next, moving down.
Archive. Your collections. Collapse.
You could tap on that to expand that. And to the right of that,
Add collection. Button.
add collection. And below that is an explanation of the add collection, and that says,
Create a new collection to organize your documents.
there we go. And below here are some of the books that are samples. For example, we got some public domain books like
Paper thumbnail. Icon Candide. Voltaire. 3 hours 15 minutes and 58 seconds left. 0%.
So it starts by saying paper thumbnail and tells you the name of the book. And to the right of each of these books is a more options. For example, if I move my finger right,
More options.
and if I tap on that,
Pop-up window. Share audio.
we've got share the audio, moving on down,
Mark is done.
down,
Archive.
next,
Add to collection.
next,
Copy original link.
next,
Open original link.
next.
Edit doc info.
You can edit the document information, next,
Add another mode.
next,
Retry download.
next,
Report issue.
next.
Remove.
Tapping on that remove will remove it from the list of books that you have. And that's the last item there. I'm going to go back.
Paper2Audio. More options.
Now, let's move on down to the bottom part. Starting from the bottom left, we encounter the following as we go right.
Forward. Article. Button. Skip 10s backward. Button.
Skip 10 seconds back, going right.
Play. Button.
Next.
Skip 10s forward. Button.
And the last item here at the bottom right
Vertical ellipsis. Menu. Button.
is the menu button. Let's go ahead and tab here and see what it is that we encounter here in the menu.
Pop-up window. Copy original link.
And moving down,
Open original link.
moving down,
1.0x. Playback speed.
next.
Sleep timer.
And that's the last item. I'm going to go back.
Paper2Audio. Vertical ellipsis. Menu. Button.
We are back on that menu button, but now though, let's focus our attention on that button on the top left corner, and that will be the settings. I'll now navigate my way to the top left corner and tap on Settings.
Settings. Button.
I'll tap.
Bottom sheet. Drag handle.
Tapping on Settings, here's what we encounter, and I'm starting from the top. From the top left area and going down, we encounter the following.
Cancel. Button.
We got Cancel. Moving right,
Settings.
it says the name of the window. And now moving on down,
Workarea at
it says my email address, and below that,
change. Password. Button.
we've got a button that says Change Password, and to the right of that button is a button that says
Sign. Out. Button.
Sign Out, And there's another button on the right of that that says
Delete account button.
delete your account. Moving on down, we encounter,
Subscription.
we come across a heading that says subscription, and then below that we hear
Plan.
plan, and to the right of that is the type of plan that you may be on. For me though, my plan is
Free.
I am still El Fribo. Moving on down,
Upgrade to Plus on our website. Opens in browser.
you could tap there to go upgrade to the Plus on their website, because if you tap on this, it's going to open up the browser and takes you through the process through which you could choose the type of plan that you want. For now, though, it gives you 56 hours a week free, as indicated in the description. Moving on next,
Audio generation usage.
we hear audio generation usage.
0 hours 0 minutes used of 56 hours per week.
Moving on down,
Resets Wednesday, February 25th at 10:17 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
next,
Autoplay next document.
and to the right of that.
Off. Switch.
So if you wanted to play the next document or book whenever it's done playing the current one, you could turn this on. And moving on down,
Archive docs when finished.
and to the right of that,
Off. Switch.
moving on down,
Get email when doc is ready.
and to the right of that.
Off. Switch.
In other words, when you're converting something, it will send you an email to let you know that the conversion is completed, because it does take a little while for it to finish the conversion. And so if you want to be notified via email or whatever, then you will turn this button on so that it'll notify you. Or else you could just look in the app to see if your conversion is already there. Let's move on.
RSS feed for podcast apps.
Now, we come across something that says RSS feed for podcast apps. And if you want to copy that RSS feed for podcast apps, below that is a button you could tap to copy.
Copy RSS feed link.
Moving on down, we encounter
Theme.
the theme. That is whether you want it light theme or whatever color it is that you want, that you prefer for your theme. And to the right of that,
System.
we've got system. So in my case, it's following my system. If I want something different, then I could tap here to go choose that. Let's move on down.
To use Paper2Audio with your car, connect via Bluetooth. Android Auto is not needed or currently supported. Thanks for using Paper2Audio.
That explains itself right now. It doesn't support that Android Auto. Let's move on down.
Send us feedback.
And next.
Learn more.
And
https://www.paper2audio.com. Button.
And that's the last item here in the settings. If you're a swiper, for example, and you swipe here, it will wrap you back to the top, places you right below the notification, and that will say close sheet. And make no mistake, you could tap and it's not going to close you out of the settings. You'll have to use your back gesture or back button if you're using the 3-button navigation system to go back, or else you're not going to be able to close this by simply tapping on that area near the top that says close sheet. I'll show you what I'm talking about.
Close sheet.
There it is. And I tap and tap, nothing happens. I'll go back.
Paper2Audio. Settings. Button.
There we are. Now we're back to the settings. Let's now look at how you add an item. For example, there's a button there on the top right that says Add paper.
Add new paper. Button. Bottom sheet. Drag handle.
Tapping on Add New Document, here's what we got starting from the top left corner.
Cancel. Button.
To the right of that.
Add your document.
To the right of that.
Add. Button. Disabled.
We hear Add Disabled because we haven't chosen anything yet. Moving on down, we've got some tabs here, and the first tab here is Link.
Link. Tab.
And then to the right of that,
Selected. File. Tab.
by default, it selects the Files tab, and to the right,
Text. Tab.
we encounter the Text tab. And the last item here to the right
More. Tab.
is the More tab. Moving on down.
Upload PDF, EPUB, HTML, DOCX, or TXT file button.
And if you tap on this, it'll take you to the internal storage of your device where you could choose something to upload.
Summary level.
Now, we come across some very important items here because you choose the voice that you want. So we've got voices for the summary and voices for the full article or full text and all of that. And so you'll choose what voice you would like and whether or not you want to generate just a summary of the document or the book, or whether you want to generate the full text of whatever it is that you're uploading. I do want to mention here that there's a little bit of a limitation, something that I've kind of been griping about, and that has to do with the fact that if you're uploading something for a free user, your maximum allowed per upload is 250 pages. And how I wish the guy would simply let us upload what we want, since we're given 56 hours as free users. If my document consumes 56 hours, regardless of its size, that should be my limit for that week. However, that's not what it is. Let's move on down, and here's what we got.
Not selected. Short summary. A concise overview.
So if you want to choose to upload something that you want after you've tapped on upload and you've chosen a file, and if you want a short summary, then you can check this radio button and next.
Not selected. Long summary. A detailed summary.
Next.
Selected. Full text. All text with AI summaries for visual elements.
So here we encounter by default is all full text and with some summaries. Next.
Document text voice.
Now we come across the document text voice, and here's the one that I'm talking about. You can choose the type of voice that you want, and below that we got
Play voice preview button.
And I'm going to play the voice preview.
Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic.
Next.
News anchor United States M. Polished deliberate.
So if you want to change this, you tap here to go choose a different voice. For example, if I tap here.
Pop-up window. Narrator United States F. Bright engaging.
We got the different list of voices here, and you can go through them and choose the one you want. For example,
Reporter United States F. Crisp articulate.
Now, we do not have a play sample to the right of each of these. And so if you tap on that, it becomes your default, but then it places you back to where you could play that sample. So for example, if I tap here.
Paper2Audio. Reporter United States F. Crisp articulate.
And if you swipe backwards.
Play voice preview button.
And I tap.
Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic.
Well, you got the drift.
Reporter United States F. Crisp articulate.
So you could tap here to go change that.
Pop-up window. Counselor United Kingdom M. Civilized honorable.
Let's try the United Kingdom guy.
Paper2Audio. Counselor United Kingdom M. Civilized honorable.
And swipe left to hear the playback.
Play voice preview button.
Tap there.
Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic.
There we go. And now moving on.
Counselor United Kingdom M. Civilized honorable.
Next.
For text that appears directly in your document. This is the main voice in full text mode.
So that would be that United Kingdom voice above there that I have chosen. Next.
Summarized content voice.
Now we come across the summarization voice, and we got
Play voice preview button.
And below that is the current selection.
Orator United States M. Friendly, relaxed.
And if I swipe left to the play button.
Play voice preview.
Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic.
Now remember, if you don't like this voice, you simply swipe right.
Orator United States M. Friendly, relaxed.
And that's the place you tap on to go choose that summarization voice. I'm going to scroll down. Next, we come across
For AI-generated summaries. This is the main voice in summary mode and for summarized visual content like graphics in full text mode.
And moving on down.
Additional context.
Moving down.
Selected. None. No additional context.
And by default, it says none is selected though. And if I move on down, I have options like
Not selected. Some. Adds background info and defines key terms.
moving down,
Not selected. A lot. Adds more background info and term definitions.
next.
Additional context voice. Play voice preview. Button disabled.
Is disabled because we haven't chosen anything above. Moving on.
Interviewer United States M. Engaging clear. For AI-generated additional context, this voice is only used if you choose to add additional context.
Moving on down.
Your preferences are saved for future uploads.
Moving on down.
You turned off receiving an email when your audio is ready. You can turn this back on in settings.
I got my notification turned off for the email notification.
Processing time estimate 1 to 20 minutes depends on length. Free plan file limits 100 megabytes. Max PDF or Word doc length 250 pages. Max EPUB or text length 250k words. Max web article length 20k words. We do not support PDFs that contain multiple research papers. Additional context feature only available for PDFs.
And that's the last item there though. And remember, if you're a swiper, you swipe, you're going to hear close sheet.
Close sheet.
And that's there on the top left below that notification. I'll now go back.
Paper2Audio. Add
Now,
new paper.
let's go ahead and
Button.
tap on Add New Paper.
Bottom sheet. Drag handle.
And I'm going to tap on something from the blind Android users, for example, like a show notes.
Upload PDF EPUB HT. Quick share. Show notes for episode 250. Paper2
All right,
Audio.
I tap on
Drag
that.
handle.
And now on the top right, I'm going to tap Add.
Add. Button.
There we go.
Processing. Icon. Creating full text audio for primary. Download. Quick share. Show notes for episode 251. Docs. Step 1 of 4. Processing started. ...
And there at the bottom, it tells me that the process is going on. As I indicated earlier, it takes a little while. And if it's done, the newer items are always there at the bottom. So let's see if we have it.
Processing. Icon. Creating full text audio for primary. Download. Quick share. Show notes for episode 251. Docs. Step 2 of 4. Processing file. ... Paper2Audio. Party popper.
All right, we're done. It's a party popper.
Your document show notes for episode 251 is processed and ready to listen.
All right,
Listen now. Button.
there's a listen now. And at the bottom of that
Dismiss. Button.
is a dismiss. I'm going to tap on listen now.
Listen now. Paper2Audio. In keeping with its tradition, Qualcomm just wrapped up its annual chip summit in Maui, HI, where it showcased its newest Snapdragon chip.
That is using the screen reader because if I touch anywhere.
For this week's tip of the week, we continue. Make a donation via PayPal. Email us your Android journey stories,
Now, at the
suggestions, or
bottom-
comments. Subscribe to our email list. Join our Telegram and Facebook groups. Leave us a voice message via. You have reached the end of the document.
And at the bottom here, we've got some buttons starting from the bottom left.
List. Back. Button.
That's the back, going right,
Skip 10s backward. Button.
right,
Play. Button.
right,
Skip 10s forward. Button.
right.
Vertical ellipsis. Menu.
That's
Button.
the menu. So if I tap on the play,
Play. Button. Pause.
Show notes for episode 251. Welcome to episode 251, where our focus is on Qualcomm 8 Gen 5 Elite and 8 Gen 5. Spotlight new Qualcomm chips. In keeping with its tradition, Qualcomm just wrapped up its annual
Play.
I just tapped again on that player, which pauses it. Now, if I tap on that last button on the bottom right, which is the menu,
Vertical ellipsis. Menu. Pop-up window. PDF view.
here we got PDF view, moving on down,
Table of contents.
table of contents,
Notes.
notes,
1.0x. Sleep timer. Search. AI helper. Font. Narrate summaries. Report issue.
and that's the last item though. I'm going to go back and tap on that table of contents.
Table of contents. Bottom sheet. Drag handle.
Tapping on that, we've got
Table of contents. Show notes for episode 251. 001.
moving on down,
Spotlight. New Qualcomm chips. 011.
moving on down.
App of the week. HUXC. 029.
It tells us it's at the 29th second or whatever it is. So if I tap here to play just this segment
Paper2Audio.
and
Vertical
I tap on
ellipsis.
play,
Play. Button.
App of the
Pause.
Week, HUXC. Courtesy of some 3 Google engineers, this week's App of the Week is Hux. Tip of the Week.
Play.
and it finished reading that and continued with the next segment. As I indicated, it exposes the text. However, it's not showing like the embedded links and all of that. So that's probably one of another shortcomings of the app, as I would love to see it having those embedded links and headings and things of that nature. However, one could go to that table of contents by tapping on that menu and tap on the segment or section that that person would like to take a listen to. And that would conclude this demonstration of Paper2Audio, P-A-P-E-R, number 2, A-U-D-I-O. Again, thanks for listening, and if you like what we're doing, do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you next time.
And I guess, Warren, it's implicit in the video, but this takes a different approach, doesn't it? In that it converts your text file, your PDF, to an audio file rather than use an online text-to-speech engine to read it, which is why you have the navigation that you might expect in a podcast player.
Well, typically, it's the same idea, though, to say the truth, because it's just like, say, okay, you're using either 11 Labs Reader or you're using Readist, the one that we discussed a little while ago. You still have those playback controls there at the bottom. I think the only thing that it introduces is a little bit different is the skip by 10 seconds backward or forward. I think the other ones have their own implementations. However, it converts it, but then besides that conversion, it also has that text there. So it's not... I haven't used, what's that other one from our friends from Tech Freedom? What's the name of the app in a while? And so I can't compare to how it lays it out when compared to that one. Tech Freedom, that's right. So I think Tech Freedom converts them into like MP3 files and all of that. While this one converts, but you are seeing the actual text there. So you can use your screen reader if that's what you want, if you don't want to use the TTS readout and all of that. I really like it. I know that Karine and I are constantly looking for something that would come close to that 11 Lab Reader, even though the 11 Lab Reader has that weakness of not exposing that text to the screen reader. But so, yeah, we're still in that quest, and more and more of this, the more we have, at least if something is not happening or if you run out of hours on your 11 Lab Reader as a free user, this one at least gives you 56 hours. And but the only gripe I have with it is that if you're uploading, say, some certain things would only limit you to 250 pages, I think Word documents, and EPUB or something, I don't remember, or else the maximum is 100 MB for a free user. But my whole thing is, if it's letting me have 56 hours, let me have that and use it as I want. So if a single book would take all of that 56 hours, let it be that all that I have for that week. But don't tell me I can only upload something that has X amount of pages and I have to split them or whatever. I think it's a wrong approach. But outside of that, there's some other features that I didn't demonstrate. Karine, you want to talk about those, the AI stuff and how one could actually interact with it and stuff like that? You want to talk about that?
Okay, but before you were talking about the differences between 11 Labs and this one. Actually, yeah, there is a difference, which is the audio generation itself. Because with 11 Labs, at least with free, when you are using the free version, the free hours actually, you are required to just stay online and it tries, or it generates audio. Like, as you are reading, it generates the audio and send it to your device. But here in this app, the audio is generated, the entire file is processed, and the audio is generated. And then you start reading. I think after that, you don't need to be online. I'm not sure, but I think 90%, I'm 90% sure that this is the case. Because after that, the audio is already on your device. It should be, I think, on your device. And this means that you don't need a constant internet connection to be able to continue reading the file. But this also takes time to start the reading, because it has to process the file. It has to generate the audio. So this is one difference. And the other difference is in the summary thing. I'm not sure if the 11 Labs started to have such a similar thing, but here you can generate a summary. You can specify if it's a long or short summary. And this is good for people who want just to have a summary of the file, especially if we're talking about maybe a big book or a file that has a lot of pages, like research or something. So I think, I'm not sure if it works well, because I didn't try it. I tried it only with one short file, so I can't say if it's really good with summarizing content. But it's there if you want to just get a summary of the file. So this is related to the differences. I like that the app itself is kind of very accessible. The only issue, Warren, you didn't mention that, but I think you have noticed it already, which is the inability to know which file is selected. For example, if I'm selecting a paper, it doesn't tell me.
Exactly. Yes. No, it doesn't. For example, so when you go into the edit, for example, and if you tap on a file or on a paper, as they call them, it selects it, but it doesn't tell you that it is selected. But visually there's a check mark, and that's probably something we need to, well, it's not a probability, but something that we need to let the developer know that it has a shortcoming in that area when we talk about accessibility. So good observation. Yes, indeed, it doesn't let you know that that is selected.
Yeah, and the same with collections. So if you're trying to add a file, a paper or a file, if you are trying to add a file to a collection, it won't tell you which collection is selected. So you have to just remember that you press this collection, and then you hit save. So yeah, but overall, it's I can say that it's quite accessible, which is great. No unlabeled buttons, at least. Nothing that I came across, and the UI itself is very good. Yeah, you have to hear the does it say icon or whatever before each paper, but it's not a big deal actually. So another thing before going into the AI thing is the generation or the voices that they use. They use, I think, there are 11 Labs voices, like George of the 11 Labs, which is called something else here, and I think Liam is there, and one lady, I forgot her name, but there are, of course, 11 Labs, and I think there is one from OpenAI. I'm not sure about it, but yeah, they have some voices. The only problem is that the quality of the generation of is slightly lower than what you get with 11 Labs. So it's not really a terrible quality, but it's lower than what you get with 11 Labs. So people should put that in mind when they want to use this app. Regarding the AI thing, I like it actually. If you hit the menu while reading a paper, you have some suggested definitions. So for example, it shows you terms that you might like to define. And then if you tap any of them, you get a definition, an AI, I think, generated. Yeah, it's an AI generated definition of the term. Other than that, they have or you can see some questions. So you can just tap any of the questions to get an AI answer, as well as a text box to type your own prompt. So you can ask the question that you want. And I guess it doesn't need that actually to be related to the file itself, because I think I've tried it. I've tried it before, so it could be another question if you want to. But actually, overall, it's created for people to be able to ask about the document, maybe about a certain content of the document, maybe about something that they didn't understand. So it's good, and especially that it's accessible, so you can hear the questions, the suggested questions. You can type the prompt. You can hear the answers. So it's a good addition, I think. And the app itself is very new. So I think it was released in January this year. So it's still in its early releases, I think. And today or yesterday we had an update. It's a good thing it didn't break anything accessibility related, which is good. So yeah.
Yeah, but there's something you mentioned which is very vital, that offline mode. And once you have that converted, then you can read your books, whether you're in an airplane mode or whether you don't have internet access at all. And so that is really good. And that's the plus that sets it apart, because with 11 Labs, you can do that without internet access. So like we always said, there's always a little trade-off for something. And here's the one good plus for this particular app.
Yeah, and I'll mention one disadvantage and also an advantage to this approach of converting it to an audio file. One being, the disadvantage is that you better make sure you get your voice right, because you can preview the voice before you do it, but once you've converted the book, it's going to always be read in that voice, because that's what the audio file is that you've created. So unlike 11 Labs, you can't just decide to change your voice in the middle. You'd have to generate a new conversion. So that's one downside to this approach. But a good side to this approach is it works with headset controls. So if you are listening to it with the screen off, you can use like double tap or triple tap your earbuds to like skip forward or skip backwards through the track, just as if you were listening to an audiobook. Or if you have, like I do, if you use Sound Assistant to make your volume keys control media with the screen off, that'll work as well. So that's just something I wanted to point out. And I also wanted to ask you guys, Warren and Kareen, and Ed, if you played around with the app, did you find a way to actually save the file itself? Because I couldn't find a way that you could share the audio, but that just created a link to it online. But I was wondering if you guys know if you could actually save the MP3 or whatever it is to your phone.
Here's the interesting thing, John. I'm glad you mentioned that. I was playing with the share thing. My thought was that, just like you were thinking, is that if I tap that share, that I would actually be sharing the audio, but it would be sharing the link. Now, I'm kind of beginning to wonder, though, there's something in that menu that I didn't try. I mentioned it, that talks about download or something. So I'm thinking probably if one taps on that, it would actually download the actual file, or already it's downloaded, and one needs to just go to its folder and share the actual audio file if one wants to. I may be wrong, but I'll have to look into that. I didn't look into that. But so yeah, just like you, when I tried to share, all it did was to provide the link to the file in question. It just was something a little bit different from what I thought.
Yeah, but it could be that you're able to download the file after you tap the link, because actually I didn't try it, but I think if it already gave you the link at Share Audio, it's likely that this link will allow you to just download the file. What the format, I don't know. What will be the extension, how it is downloaded, I don't know, but we should try it.
That's a good idea, Karen. I never thought of that, because it will take you to that page that you can interact with that file. I haven't tried it myself either. So these are things, guys, that we haven't tried, so we cannot say definitively as to what it would be like, but I'm almost positive that it would let you download the audio. And I don't know if the audio is going to be a .mp3 or whatever extension it is going to be. we cannot say for sure.
And one other question I had, the 56 hours you get for free, presumably that's predicated on normal speed, is it? Because obviously if you increase the speed, you could have more hours. I'm assuming they calculate the 56 at normal speed, not at whatever speed you have the voice set.
A good question, Ed. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I guess safe to assume
John, did
at
you
normal
figure that
speed.
out?
I would say, yeah, at normal speed. And I don't know if we mentioned or not. It's 56 hours per week. I don't remember if we said per week or not, but that's what it is, right? It's not per month, right? It's
Yeah,
per
it's
week.
per week.
Yeah.
One thing I want to add and a question. First, the thing that I want to add is related to languages. Unfortunately, the number of supported languages is not that good because I think maybe 4 or 5 languages, English, Spanish, I'm not sure about the others, but of course, Arabic and Turkish are not included. So, because we tried it. This is the first, or this is the thing that I want to say, but I have a question. When I tried to tap the plan chooser or whatever, select plan in the settings, I couldn't do anything. Actually, it was like nothing that you could tap, actually. So, Warren, were you able to deal with this, to interact with this?
So the Plus plan, so when you tap on that, it takes you to their website. And to be honest with you, I didn't try to change or pretend I want to get a different plan. So I cannot speak to that feature. But the thing is, if you're not having success using or finding a different plan using the browser there on your phone, maybe once you try it on the computer, by just going to paper2audio.com and you log in and see if you could change that plan. But no, I didn't try to choose any plan because I thought that 56 hours was generous enough for me as an El Freebo user.
Yeah, and for anyone who's not worked that out, that's 8 hours a day. So that's quite a lot of reading you get for free. I think the main problem, as Warren said earlier on the reading, is the page limit. So as well as an hour limit, you have a file size page limit, which is a little bit silly. But yeah, the hours is quite a lot.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. If I'm allowed to upload up to 100 MB, but then certain formats, for example, if you want to read a web page, because you could read web pages with it as well, you're allowed only like 20,000 characters or something, if I remember right. But yeah, it's a little bit different. But of course, El Freebo is El Freebo. If you want something different, one will have to kind of pull out the wallet.
One thing which is related to what we were discussing before, I tried now the share audio and I tried to open the link. It opens a player in the browser, so you can play the file, but unfortunately I couldn't find anything related to download. So I'm not sure if this is not possible or I couldn't find it. You have the other options like the AI helper, the player includes the ability to skip backward and forward, and you have the share audio as well. But I think if you tap the share audio, it will also give you the same link. So I hope that there's something that I'm missing here, but at least during my very quick test, it only opens a player in the browser.
Yeah, I spent a little while trying to figure it out as well, and it doesn't seem like they want you to be able to save these locally and keep them, which is something I would probably want to do.
Now, my question is, and I should have looked into this, but if you go into the folder in the internal storage, I mean, the Paper2Audio's folder, does it have the files, generated files there? And if it does, what format are these? Karen, did you look in there just for giggles to see what it has?
Well, you know, the limitations in Android, I think that it's already in the Android data folder. So I won't be able to open the folder using the file manager. If I want to do that, I have to install Shizuku before. So it's not something that I've installed before here. So I can't try, but maybe it's good
Maybe
to
when
try
one
to
plugs it
when
into the
we
computer.
connected and. But
Yeah.
I don't think that they are stupid to that extent. So they just put it like, okay, it's that plain MP3, just take it. And I don't think that they'll do that.
Yeah, you probably have
Yeah.
to. I mean, assuming it's even local, like, have we tried like turning on airplane mode and listening to these?
Yeah, I tried it in airplane mode. It was
Okay.
playing for me. Yeah, so
Okay, so it is local. So
I'm
yeah,
sure
like Green
there's
said,
a
it's
local
probably
file
hidden.
somewhere in there.
It's hidden in the app data. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I think that CX File Explorer though at least will let you know, you know that. You know, it maybe when you go to that, you should be able to see if it has any other files. I know some other file managers
No,
get
it
prevented.
doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
You
Okay.
you can see the folders, yeah, but if you want to see the files inside them, you have to have Shizuku installed and they give it the permission through Shizuku. If you do that, it should be able to do it. But I was too lazy to do it, so until now, because I didn't really need it. So
That's okay.
that's the point.
No. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and some apps do this, don't they? So Audible, you can't find the local media. It downloads to its phone. YouTube, if you have YouTube Premium, you can't either. Some apps are a little bit lazy and do let you do it. I think Logos does, for instance. But yeah, quite often they just cache it and you can't see it.